Death Proof was released on Blu-ray December 23, 2008, written and directed by Quentin Tarantino, and runs 113 minutes. In a way, Death Proof is a simple film premise-wise, but with a really great character build-up and complexity considering the genre. Basically, it's about a stuntman named Mike who follows and terrorizes a group of women with his death-proof stunt car. The car itself seems like a monster from a horror film. When it shows up at a distance, as one of the girls from the group watches the driver watching her, eerie music playing before it peels out into the distance. The bar scene in the first half of the movie, which is 30 minutes long, just shows the talent of Quentin Tarantino's dialogue and his ability to shoot long, interesting scenes using one location. One of the girls remembers seeing Stuntman Mike before and asks him if he's following them. He says no, when in fact he really is. She even tells him his car scares her. But this whole scene, I feel, is kind of meant to deceive you. You kind of warm up to Stuntman Mike even though he seems creepy and has this intimidating car. I sympathized with him a little. He's a stuntman out of work. People are making fun of him, talking down to him. I could feel his frustration as he tells a story about the different shows and films he's worked on and people he stunt doubled for, and no one has a clue what he's talking about. Overall, you get comfortable in this scene until the bar closes and everyone parts ways. There's one point where Mike breaks the fourth wall, looks at the camera, and smiles. Seeing that for the first time, I didn't think anything of it. Then seeing the movie a second time, knowing what happens afterwards, that smile is one of the creepiest things I've seen in a movie. As you watch, you find out how extremely creepy he is. After the first major incident of the film, we're treated to the first of 4 Kill Bill Easter eggs I've noticed in the form of Michael Parks and James Parks playing Earl McGraw and son number 1, Edgar McGraw. They walk around a hospital theorizing what happened to the girls and Stuntman Mike. They walk down a corridor, turn the corner, and cuts to the door at the start of the same corridor they just left. They come through the door and walk down the same hallway again. That was funny to me. It added to that low-budget drive-in movie feel, almost like they didn't have time to set up in a different hallway. The second half of the movie resumes 14 months later with a new cast. Some may like this, some may not. Depending on your viewpoint, it may feel like another film or feel that it's just starting over again. But it adds to the exploitation factor of more good-looking gals to look at, which makes the cast change work. I had trouble remembering most of their names though. Most of them were memorable, just not their names. The dialogue in the second half is just as great as the first. Long stretches of film are just car rides or diner scenes where characters are just having conversations, and it's genuinely enjoyable to listen to. There was one point in that earlier mentioned diner scene where I was laughing out loud. The final car chase is awesome. At one point during that chase, one character's on the hood of the car, crying and terrified as they're being terrorized by Mike. After they're able to stop, the girl that was on the hood comes up and starts talking like nothing happened, asking, who was that guy? As if they saw him just casually hanging out at the mall. I don't know if that was an intentional direction, but it takes me out of the scene a little bit. What happens to Stuntman Mike at the end is very satisfying though. I know I've been splitting this film into 2 halves the entire review, mainly because there are some noticeable differences between the two in terms of picture and sound. The beginning of the movie sounds horrible. There's a conversation in a car first thing, and I couldn't understand what anyone was saying from the background noise. I think I read somewhere Quentin Tarantino said the sound was overprocessed. In any case, it doesn't sound like it turned out well. I had to turn up the level of the center speaker to hear the dialogue more clearly. The second half in general is much better in overall sound quality. The soundtrack, on the other hand, is something I had to own on CD. There aren't many films I want soundtracks for, but usually do with Quentin Tarantino films. The picture between the 2 halves is different as well. Not better or worse than the other, just different. Broken cuts, audio glitches, and scratchy film in the first half, like an old drive-in movie might have. and a very clean, modern digital look in the second, which starts off in black and white for the first 6 minutes before suddenly popping into full color. Overall, before I saw Death Proof, I didn't think it was one of Quentin Tarantino's major films, and maybe just a side project of his. Either way, it doesn't matter because I really enjoy this movie, and has a lot of his details and qualities of filmmaking. If you're a fan of Quentin Tarantino and haven't seen it, do yourself a favor. 8 out of 10. Director Quentin Tarantino delivers an adrenaline shot to the heart with Death Proof, a tribute to balls out pedaled to the metal car chases, Pete Hammond of Maxim says, featuring exhilarating high-speed action, jaw-dropping stunts, and some of the most quotable lines since Pulp Fiction. Death Proof goes faster and funnier than you thought possible, and then it goes further. Ty Burr from the Boston Globe says, Kurt Russell stars as a sociopathic stuntman whose taste for stalking sexy young ladies gets him into big trouble when he tangles with the wrong gang of badass babes. Their confrontation escalates to a hair-raising 18-minute automotive duel with one of the girls strapped to the hood of a thundering Dodge Challenger that earns a place of honor among the great movie car chases. Scott Foundas from LA Weekly says, and Dennis Lim of the Los Angeles Times says, Tarantino's most original movie since Pulp Fiction. Special features. Stunts on Wheels, the legendary drivers of Death Proof. That's an amazing behind the scenes with the stunt drivers. Introducing Zoe Bell. Zoe Bell, for those of you who don't know, doubled Uma Thurman on Kill Bill. And now she's playing herself in Death Proof as a stunt woman. Kurt Russell as Stuntman Mike. They talk about how they got him for the movie and exploring the character. Finding Quentin's Gals. They talk about getting the 2 groups of girls for the film. The uncut version of Baby It's You, performed by Mary Elizabeth Winstead. She sings it very well, I must say. The guys of Death Proof. Same as the gals, talk about getting them for the film. Quentin's greatest collaborator, editor Sally Menke. Quentin working with one of his only editors. Double Dare trailer. A stunt woman documentary featuring Zoe Bell's career. And we have the Death Proof International trailer, and an international poster gallery. And that's Death Proof. Well, that's my take on Death Proof. Let me know what your experience is with this movie. Thank you so much for watching 3 AM Reviews. Help a brother out and help grow the channel by subscribing. Hit the thumbs up if you like the video, dislike if not. Hit thumbs up if you love Death Proof. Leave me a comment. I love interacting with you, the viewers. And with that, goodbye for now. Take care, peace out, and cut.
Do I frighten you? Is it my scar?
It's your car.